In today's video, I want to show you how to debug a JavaScript application. And we all know console.log, but there is more to console.log and there is more to the console object than meets the eye. Now let me show you. What you have in front of you is VS Code. And on the left, you have a console.js file that's empty. And on the right, we have the terminal, which is also empty. So let's just do what we know already. We all know when we want to output something, we do console.log and we put something in there. Let's just do 1, 2, 3. If I hit save, on the right hand side, if I run the console.js file, you get 1, 2, 3 in the output of the node file. And we can also put a string in there. So if I do this, and now I output it, we get 1, 2, 3 as a number and 1, 2, 3 as a string. And I'll change the string to be ABC to make it different, and I run it again and you get 1, 2, 3 ABC. You can also join these together in a single console log. So what I can do is just do this, and now you see we've got console log 1, 2, 3, comma ABC, and one's an integer, one's a number and one's a string. If I run it, you still get both of them, and that's great, and we probably use that a lot, but we can take this so much further. Let me show you what else we can do. Have you ever had an object that was deeply nested, more than 3 levels, and when you console logged it, you said object, object, or something to that effect? So let's just demo that, and I'll show you how you can get around that. And yes, some people use JSON stringify and all sorts of things, but you can still use the console object, and it looks better than a stringified JSON. So let's just create an object. So if we say let, I don't know, object equal, what properties should we have? If we have, I don't know, name, and we say the name is Eddie, and then we'll say something like socials, which will have another object inside, and we can have GitHub, and we could have that could be Eddie, and this will all work out fine if I duplicate that line and do Twitter. All my socials are the same, and if I print this out, if I change the console log to print out object, hit save, run it on this side, and it all works as expected. But let's make it, that's 1, 2 levels of nesting. Let's just make a third level. Let's say something like, I don't know, statistics. Another object, and if I just say YouTube, I think I've got about 11.4 thousand subscribers. And we'll say 11,400. Save it, clear the console, run it again. Now you see it says object. And there are things that we do, when we're debugging, I've seen people, and myself included, we do things like we can go dot, and we can go socials, and then maybe statistics, and then save it. And then when we run it again, now we've got that part of the object, and we've got an extra 3 levels that we can display. And if the object gets even deeper, then you have to do this more, and it gets quite painful. So what you can do is if I just go back to console logging object, and if I run it again, we should get the object notification that it can't do more than 3 levels. So what you can do, there is actually dir, and then you can go comma, and then we can go depth null. So we don't want to put a limit on the depth. And if I clear the console, run that again, now you see you get everything. So dir looks exactly the same as log, but you can specify depth null, and then you get all of the data out. But remember, this could be quite large, so bear that in mind. So you might want to put a limit in because it could be a lot of data. But let's not stop there. You can do even more. Did you know that you can output a table in the console? Let me show you. So if we just create a table variable, and if we say name Eddie, and we say, I don't know, YouTube, by console.table that, should we have a look how it looks? Now you get a table with the index and the values, which is also really useful if you want to send this to someone, or you've got a lot of data and it's hard to see things. It is also very useful. And the third tip in this video that I'm going to show you is grouping. We can group this data together, and then if I console log that, clear the console, if I run it, you get the 3 items, right? That makes sense. But if we want to group any together, so say we want to group Let's put some more socials in. So let's just say got Twitter and you've got YouTube. We can now do console.group and we give it a name. Say we call it socials. And then down here we'll want to end that group. So if I say console group end, and then when I run it, you'll see now it's indented with socials. And so I can do the same again for down here. And if I say console.group and just call this personal, and then at the end put an end group, you can now see I'm grouping the data together. So if you're logging lots of data, it could be useful to see where the data is coming from or what file it is. And so grouping bits of data is really useful. So those are your 3 tips in today's fast video. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you enjoy learning more about code, especially open source and virtual events and upskilling your skill, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to get notified every time I post a new video. It's completely free to subscribe, it supports my channel, and make sure you don't miss out on anything. If you have any questions, ideas, suggestions, leave a comment below and I'll definitely reply. See you in the next video.